Greetings. This is Doc Ock coming at you live and direct from Black Facts Headquarters Central this evening with the last installment from our month-long Juneteenth celebration. And we're going to end tonight with more on Mary Ellen Pleasant. You've all heard about Madam C.J. Walker. She even got her own movie out and everything now starring Blair Underwood. However, Mary Ellen Pleasant is still flying under the radar. That's right, flying under the radar. We're awaiting some kind of a T-Rump impersonator to come out and bring Mary Ellen's story to light, because so far her story is very unknown, even amongst us. No, that's not true. We're going to do that for you right here, right now. We've been doing it for you right here, right now for the past week. And if you missed our previous presentations on Mary Ellen Pleasant, go ahead and just check out our playlist on the Tubular Black Facts channel for Juneteenth month 2021. There's two of them. One of them is called Juneteenth Time 2021. No, Juneteenth 2021. And the other one is called Jump for Joy. It's Juneteenth Time. Those are our two playlists, and you'll be able to find out more about Mary Ellen Pleasant, particularly on the second one, Jump for Joy. It's Juneteenth Time. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and do our due diligence. You know what we need you all to do out there. Go ahead and give us a like if you're watching on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching us on the tube. And then go ahead and spread the word far and wide from sea to shining sea about what we are doing right here on the Tubular Black Facts channel. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and read another one of our proverbs with a whole lot of style. Let's see what we got here together today. All right, here we go. Hearts do not meet one another like roads. Hearts do not meet one another like roads. Now that's open for interpretation there. Obviously, we're talking about love and the exigencies of love. That is a Kenyan proverb. So maybe if we have some Kenyans out there in our audience, chime in on that particular proverb. Hearts do not meet one another like roads. And give us your take on how would you interpret that particular proverb. Meanwhile, we'll continue to read about Mary Ellen Pleasant from the book Free Enterprise by Michelle Cliff. She's written a novel about Mary Ellen Pleasant. So we're going to go ahead and read a little bit more from this book before we sign off for our final night of celebrating Juneteenth in the year 2021. That's right. We've been having fun all through 2021. And let me go ahead and get our slideshow up and running here. Excuse me. Whoa. Oh, maybe I put up the wrong slideshow. Black Lives Matter. That ain't what this slideshow is about, is it? Of course it is. And Black Lives do matter. Notice all of those people there are well-known comic book heroes, usually depicted as being white, although these are all black. Just for a little change up there. All right, so we're talking about life on the Mississippi. Mary Ellen Pleasant, life on the Mississippi. I'm going to back up just a little bit to make for a smooth transition, and then we'll go ahead and get it on. You are too sensible. Although she'd done considerable damage in her fights, she herself was intact. In fact, as much as anything is fact, she was very beautiful, drawing the stares of men as well as women. She was seen floating on her barge, sitting on a crimson chair, drinking champagne from a solid silver goblet poured by her high yaller maid. Careful, remember who I am underneath all this. You are who you are underneath all that. Skin is beside the point. How did she die? Or didn't she? Peacefully. And when she died, her 12 sons put her body on her barge, and all 13 of them drifted down the river and out to the Caribbean and were never seen again. She was, of course, African born there. I mean, of course, and imaginary. Why can't you allow yourself to believe in her? Because she's unbelievable. If so many can believe in that other 12 and their divine center, water into wine, rolling back the stone, rising up, take up thy bed and walk. Lazarus, why can't you believe in her? Yeah, why is that? It's too much. That's all. It's just too much. A messianic sister with the physical power of John Henry. Too much to hope for. Maybe. Maybe. Is Nanny too much? MEP named the Great Maroon Chieftainess, as she was known. Also, conjurer, obeah woman, science woman, physician, warrior herself with a necklace signifying her life, one made from the teeth of white men. Her women followers were bedecked likewise, teeth around their wrists and ankles. You know of her. Her renown has traveled far. I don't know that I can believe all the stories I learned about her. Who told you about her? Your mother? God, no. A woman named Industry. She was my nurse. And what did she tell you? She slept on a pallet next to my bed on the floor. She would sit up there at night beside me after I had said my prayers, and if as antidote to them, would spin the tales of Nani and her windward maroons. All her magic, all her fierceness. I was a child and I believed in her. In my mind, I fixed Industry and Nani as somehow one and the same. Maybe she told the stories in the first person. I don't recall. When Industry ran off, I knew she had turned back into her Nani self. I hoped so. Well then, who's to say that's not the case? I was a child. Where do you have trouble? As the cauldron seething with the bodies of redcoats. Water so hot their brass buttons have clarified into their original elements. Or at Nantu Atumpam. How do you know that word? Oh, we have maroons here too, you know. Were any able to catch a bullet with their hind parts and fire it back? They say Nani taught them to use their hands in that way. They could catch bullets barehanded and fire them back. She kept the magic of her hind parts and her front parts too for herself alone. You believe this? Do the magic pumpkin seeds stop you? Or the fact that if a white man crosses her grave, he dies instantly? Which stops you? I grew up, was conceived, and raised in the realm of fantasy. I have little, if any, use for it. For some, this is fantasy. For others, history. Yes, perhaps. No, perhaps. You believed in Industry, that she and Nani were one, that she descended from Nani. I was a child, and I wanted her to get away. Who knows? Maybe she took to the hills to wage the war of the flea. No, they caught her. She was brought back. They put her in the stocks by the sugar mill. Punishment for what they call her, what? For her contumacious contact. When industry cursed them, they put their bit on her. Bear in mind that this was after emancipation, after the slaves of the empire were freed. After Jubilee, this year of Jubilee, when Queen Victoria set we free. But things lingered on, as they probably will here. Anyway, industry was eventually released from the stocks, but when I left 7 years later, she was still wearing the bit, still eating rust in silence, and there was nothing you could do to save her. That's right, I couldn't save her. I saved myself instead. Probably a good idea. Think, you want to think about it. What if one or all of Annie's sons made landfall on your island? Can you conjure yourself as descending from him, them, and therefore her? I'm here to leave that place behind. That you will never do. Never. Take the name. Maybe it will make a believer out of you. So she took the name and used it, and when she withdrew to the original Annie's bailiwick almost without thinking. On her riverbank, she was surrounded by silence, except for the occasional serenade from the buckle trees. The now and then blast of a riverboat, the bleat of the anhinga, or the interruption of white boys armed with fishing poles or shotguns yelling, "Old spook!" toward her dwelling, enshrouded by river fog, masked by moss and trees. Whatever did they make of the bottle trees, she wondered. Probably thought she was a drunkard, a moonshiner hanging her vessels out to dry, or a witch. She figured an old cinnamon-colored, white-haired woman scared them a whole lot more than they scared her. Their greeting, usually in the early morning or at twilight, depending on the nature of their game, was not her only contact with them. She sometimes watched them pass by in silence, shrouded all in white, spotless, sheets ironed only as a wife can iron, their shoes caked with the mud of the Mississippi riverbank, torches lighting the insignia on some of their breasts, signifiers of rank. Those times they did not call out to her. She was beside the point, by the way. Their presence was not her only contact with other living humans. For that she walked north to Carville. So the next chapter in this book is entitled Plague. Quite simply, plague. Sounds very appropriate since we're dealing with the worst pandemic in history since 1918, right this very moment. But nevertheless, we're going to make it on through. All we need is for you to get a clue. And all you liquor ones out there right now, y'all know what time it is. It's time to lay your liquor head on your liquor pillow, on your liquor bed. Close those eyes and wait on that sun to rise. And when you feel those sunbeams beaming down on your eyes, you know that it's time for you to rise and shine. Oh, chillin' of mine. Early in the morning, you want to rise up with the sun, greet the sun, revel in the sun, trouble yourself no more, worry no more. Grab the day by the reins and hold on tight to those reins. You are the master of your destiny, not somebody else who says you are what they think you are, but never knew you anyhow. You are the master of your destiny. So let us master our destiny, our mutual destiny, right this very moment. Go ahead, give us a like if you're watching on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching us on YouTube. And then go ahead and make a donation. Click the button below. It takes you to our website. You can donate there. Or you can donate on Facebook. Every time we put up a post on Facebook from one of our live streams, you'll see a button below. Donation button. Check it. Check it. Got to check it. Check it. Because you don't want to wreck it. Wreck it. That's what is expected. Expected. Let's do it. Let's do it right. Because we ain't got time to do it wrong. We've been doing that way too long. All right, so we're going to go ahead and transition on out. Let me say hi, hey to Shaw Bacchus over here. What it be like? And in the meantime, I'm going to go to the extra. Here we go. On to the extra.